I can understand not
anything more so
wanting to
is.
be mentioned to other streamers, and I try to remind people like,
It's against
hey,
the rules of most streamers'
yeah.
chats.
And like in my chat, I don't care if people really bring up, people I associate with, because it's like I know these people, they're my friends. Like if they bring up you or Mari or someone, it's like, oh, I know them. Right, as
Yeah.
long as they're not like live posting stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's fine. If it's someone I don't know, I'm like, I don't know what to say because I don't know this person. But like if somebody asked me like, "Hey, my friend is like this streamer and it's their birthday and they watch you," I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I'll say happy birthday," because it's like
Yeah,
it's a nice sentiment. I feel like.
I feel like that too, and I'm fine with it. But like these bigger streamers, they get overwhelmed with this kind of thing, and also like it's not your place to advertise on their channel, even if you do mean it for somebody else's sake. It's not your place to do that.
I can understand. I wouldn't see like a asking for a birthday as an advertising thing though. Like I was watching. I
But
was.
it is an advertisement if they're also a streamer. Even if you don't mean for it to be, it's still advertisement.
I mean, I guess maybe I see it differently. I was watching like a Steven Crowder stream. I can't even remember what it was for, but I was
Like
watching.
I'd like to clarify, I am fine with people doing it on my stream, right? But on other people's streams,
Yeah, you just feel
and
weird if they mention you.
it's inappropriate for you to do it if they don't want it done.
Like if somebody like super chatted Asmongold and was like, "Oh, it's Kirsch's birthday. Could you say happy birthday to your spicy cat?" Like I wouldn't feel weird about that.
Mm. I still feel weird about it.
That's like when I was watching a Steven Crowder stream, like the quartering would super chat and be like, "Hey, I'm also streaming this thing. Come check out my stream." Like I think that's fucked up. I think you shouldn't do that.
Well, the stream died on YouTube. It looks like
The stream died. Is it dead? Did we
on
get copyright
YouTube.
struck?
It looks like it's fine on Twitch,
It looks
but
like
the
it's
YouTube
fine.
chats. Oh, it's fine. It's a little weird.
Just a little mini F, a
Feedback.
little lag, I guess.
Okay, like the way I see it is either it's cow tipping or it's advertisement. So, do you want to be cow tipping? No. Do you want to be advertising? No. On Stephen Crowder stream, it's cow tipping. On Asmongold stream, it's advertising. Do you want to do either of that? No, not really. You want to ideally stay in your own lane and be
Oh yeah, but like if
unobtrusive.
you don't mention, right, like in my example for Asmongold, someone's like, "Oh, it's Kirsch's birthday. Could you say happy birthday to your spicy cat?"
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't mention I'm a streamer or anything, so the only
But
way you
like
would know
Kirsche
is if
is
you.
a streamer, so it's still, even if you don't, even if there's that plausible deniability, it's still advertisement.
I mean, I guess I don't see it as such, and like I wouldn't mind if people like super chatted like, "Hey, could you say happy birthday to my friend?" They watch you in the chat, right? Like I'd be okay with that.
I think it's inappropriate.
I can understand why it would be, and especially in like specific streamer streams, like I probably wouldn't want to do it, right? Like because it would feel weird to
Well, if you
specific
don't want to
people.
do it in specific streamer streams, you should evaluate why that is and then consider that.
Well, it would be their content, right? Because it's like I'm okay with it, but somebody else might not be. It like depends
Yeah,
on the person.
it does depend on the person.
And in theory, if you like a streamer enough to super chat them, you know like a little bit about them at least, right?
I don't know about that.
I mean,
I think
surely
there
not
are.
everyone.
I think there are a lot of well-meaning people that are like, yeah, I want to support the creator that I love, and so I'm gonna super chat other streamers or whatever in their or for their sake or whatever the fuck. Or
I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of weird.
well, I don't think it's weird. I think it's just misplaced kindness, and you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. It's rude. It's rude to the other streamers for 99% of them. Most streamers do not want you doing that in their chat. And that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, I don't see there's an issue with it at all.
Yeah.
I was just like some people don't mind, and it's like I understand how it can look like advertising in certain
Because it
lights.
is advertisement. Imagine if Pepsi did that. Imagine if Pepsi was like, can you wish a happy birthday to Pepsi? And it's like, well, you can argue, oh, well, that's an extreme example because Pepsi is like a super well-known brand. Okay, well,
Yeah,
apply
they're a
it to
brand, not a person.
But streamers are to some extent a brand.
Yeah.
Because we profit off of this.
Yeah, but streamers are
so
also
you should
people.
consider the implications of it. It doesn't matter if we're also people because we're also monetizing this.
Well, then I guess that's fair. But like, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, if somebody came into my chat with a streamer that I know that I'm not friends with, let's use Ms. Kiff. if someone was just like, Kirsche, it's Ms. Kiff's birthday, can you say happy birthday? I'd be like, oh, happy birthday, Ms. Kiff. I hope you have a good birthday. I don't know why I'm saying happy birthday to you, but happy birthday.
And that's good that you're fine with it. I think you ideally like should be fine with it, but you know, some people just aren't. And at the end of the day, we are monetizing this, and it might not seem like a lot, but like that little bit more of brand awareness, especially like with your streams. What's your like average viewership?
It's like 2.5, 3K.
Okay, so you're averaging 2.5, 2.3K. That's 2.3K more people potentially that are now aware of somebody else's brand. They've heard it before, so now they are that much more susceptible to advertising. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but like it's just that more little bit of credibility of credence to somebody's name. Like
I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, so think about it like this. Okay.
Are you saying like if I say happy birthday to that person that I might not know who's also a streamer, because I like said their name, my audience is now more susceptible to like knowing who that streamer is?
Yes, because the next time that they see an advertisement for that streamer in some light, whether it be like a Twitter post, or they're mentioned in somebody else's stream, or it's a collab stream, or they're just on like the Twitch front page, or whatever the fuck, however the fuck they find somebody, they will now recognize that name. And that's just an indisputable fact. It's like that, and that's unfortunately how most advertisement works. It's not about getting you to go out to buy the product, it's about getting you to recognize the name.
I mean, I guess. I'm not really...
You know, like State Farm Insurance is not like expecting you to go and see State Farm Insurance on store shelves or whatever, or to specifically like remember them just randomly, like, oh, or see their commercial and be like, oh, I should sign up for State Farm Insurance.
Yeah.
They're hoping that when you Google, you know, what insurance should I sign up for, or insurance to sign up for, that you'll see State Farm Insurance in the list, and you'll be like, oh, I recognize that name. It must be for a reason. And that sense of familiarity breeds comfort. You know, it's like I'm not trying to be like schizo about it or whatever, but that's just ultimately what the math is. That's what it boils down to.
I mean, like, yeah, I get it, and I can understand that. Even though I do stream full-time, and, like, this is a business for me, this is my current career, I guess I've never really thought about if I say someone else's name, my viewers could leave and go to them.
It's not they're gonna leave and go to them directly, right? Because that's a lot of people's misconception, but that's a surface level thought of like, oh, they're gonna hear some other streamer's name and they're gonna go watch them instead. That's not what happens. What happens is they see that other streamer in the list for some category, or they see that streamer on Twitter because they've been retweeted or whatever the fuck, and they're like, oh, okay, I've heard of them. Yeah, I'll click on that. It's like a first step to that watching them. And for me personally, I don't care, because if my content is replaceable and they want to watch somebody else, that's fine, right? Like, they should watch the other person if that's what suits their interest. But like, it's also not what people just assume it to be. The marketing world is much more nefarious than people assume at surface level.
No, I can agree with that one, absolutely.
Yeah.
So like, I can see what you mean, where like somebody might be trying to do that sort of like advertisement technique and be super chatting something that like appears innocent and normal, but behind the scenes they're like rubbing their hands together and they're like,
well,
yes.
They're not doing that. It's viewers that are being very kind about it. Usually, anyways. There are some streamers that are way too arrogant about it and try to do stuff like that. But usually it's well-meaning viewers, but you have to like protect your own viewers sometimes for some streamers,
yeah,
from doing that.
it's like Oh, and I've had people who have like super chatted me before, and they're like, "Oh, did you see Buffalo Bills stream with
Yeah.
Katie Klutz? They were doing stuff with Jimmy Smallbones," and I'm just like, I have no idea what any of these words mean or why you sent this to me.
Yeah. But now your viewers are familiar with that term.
Yeah, but that comes off as more like an advertising message to me than just like a, "Hey, could you just wish friend happy birthday?" I was like, my friend Milo.
But ultimately, it boils down to being the same thing, right? Even
Yeah.
if it's a well-intentioned message, even if it's just somebody sharing something that they're passionate about, it can make a problem for the streamer.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean, and especially if it's like someone in a corpo and they don't know who they're talking, you're like, "Oh, can you wish happy marriage to Ice Poseidon," right? And like somebody doesn't know who he is.
He's not getting married.
Right, but like that's an example. Like somebody could do that, like fake, like, "Oh, say happy marriage to like a corpo person," and they say it thinking it's like a real message, and now it's like some funny meme clip for Ice
It's not
Poseidon.
how it happens usually, but yeah.